morning. Welcome to Brighter Morning with Bo. And we are so glad to have you here this morning. We're going to do the program a little differently today, and I'll tell you why. But stay with us on MCTV, Multicultural TV, on all the various channels that we are on, and we will have a conversation with you. This morning, I want to say that we have an open line, and we would like you to call 609-6283, 609-6284. Make sure you take that number down, 609-6283, 609-6284. And I am sure the guys will put the numbers on the screen now. Yes, here it is now. So please feel free to call and we will talk. This morning, we want to talk about the budget and issues in Trinidad and Tobago. And I have no guest formally today. I want you, the people who are part of this show and part of this program and part of the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago, to have your say today as we come up to the budget on Monday. Today is Friday, and the budget is going to be on Monday. And over the weekend, the final details might be worked out. I am sure the structure and the pertinent issues have been resolved already. But you can have your say before the budget. You can also make your comments after the budget, but it would be wonderful to have your say before the budget, so that if the Minister of Finance or the government is so minded, they can take into account what you are saying. But let me just go to two pieces of international news that are important. As we prepare and await the presentation of the budget here, you have a big budget fight in the United States Congress primarily, and probably inevitably in the Senate as well. And there it is, Mr. Biden is trying to pass an infrastructure bill and pass a bill that will give significant benefits to various elements of the society strongly hit by COVID. And the problem at this point is not the Republicans, because, as you know, the Democrats and the Republicans in the United States never see eye to eye, and this has been a situation that has been very bad over the last 15 or 20 years. And you've had a kind of stalemate in the legislature, and people have complained, citizens of the United States have complained that you can't get anything done in the legislature. But what has happened now is that the Democratic Party is itself divided, and you have what are known as the moderates, and you have the progressives, and they have different views on how much money you should spend, whether it's 1.5 trillion or 3.5 trillion, what you should spend it on, and basically how the entire package should be configured together in the House of Representatives, the Congress, and ultimately in the Senate. So basically, you have the Democratic Party itself battling among itself for elements of policy and the allocation of money to particular things, and that has stymied President Joe Biden's strategy for intervention in this COVID economy in the United States. Now, it's a big blow for him the longer it takes, because here you have a situation where he won the election, He controls the Congress, but he needs the votes of all members to continue to control the Congress. And things are very dicey in the Senate, where if there is a tie, a vice presidential vote will be necessary to carry them over. So I just mentioned that to you because it is important what happens in the world, and there are many, many issues there that have implications for the United States, such as the debt ceiling issues and so on, that have implications for the world, that have implications for us, the debt ceiling, etc. So I mentioned that. Remember, our numbers are 609 6283 609 6284, and you are free to call. The second issue is the social media issue, which is before the U.S. System, and the institutions like Facebook, Instagram, etc. are under scrutiny. And what it is finding out, based on research done by the companies themselves, is that some use of Facebook and Instagram can be very damaging to young people. So that is a big problem that we have there. It's going to be a worldwide problem, so it is of interest to us because social media is growing in its influence and impact in Trinidad and Tobago and the region. Back to local issues now. We have basically the collapse of the PSC with the exit and resignation of Ms. Bliss Sipasad. The other members had resigned one by one, unhappy about the state of affairs in the PSC and unhappy about how the chairman has conducted business, and how they had been involved or not involved in the process of decision-making and action. So you had the commissioners resigning one by one, and ultimately now we have the chairman out, so it's now left to Her Excellency the President to make nominations which she will send to Parliament for the PSC. When she will do it and when those will be debated, we do not know. We know that for at least one commissioner, the matter is on the order paper for debate, but when that will come up for debate is another matter. But appointing one commissioner will not make the Police Service Commission functional. The second issue that we have in the country is this issue of schooling, and it's very important because it has to do with our children. It has to do with our children and their education, the loss of education over the last several months, and their education going forward. So what the Ministry of Education is trying to do is to get the vaccinated 4th, 5th, and 6th formers in, and once they are in, to have them with the option of face-to-face teaching. And once they have the face-to-face teaching, they want to also get some online teaching as well. There is a difference of opinion as to how this thing should be approached and managed and how it should be rolled out and sequenced between the Ministry of Education and Tutor, the lead union for teachers, the teachers union. But they are talking, so chances are issues can be resolved, and we hope that reasonable discussions take place and listening takes place on both sides so that our children can benefit. The final thing I want to mention, having to do with Trinidad and Tobago, is that the Delta variant is not only here, it is causing COVID-related disease spread in a population that has a number of comorbidities, and in an unvaccinated population of more than, 900,000 people, but that includes children under 12, so we might be talking about a vaccinatable population of maybe 700,000, because only under 500,000 have gotten their full doses of vaccines, and slightly more have gotten one dose, and we have got to do better than that if we are to take care of the Delta variant. I don't know if people are waiting until this Delta variant really gets hold in the community and people start to get sick and die. I don't know if that is what will trigger people to go and get the vaccination. Okay, so those are the issues: the PSC, the schooling issue, the Delta variant issue. We take a break now and we come back after the commercials.
Welcome to Lifetime Solutions, where you can trust your roof to us. Our services include custom fabrication, steel framing, roofing installation, on-site roll forming, roofing maintenance and services. Call 223-ROOF or 223-7663 for a quote today, or visit our website www.lifetimesolutionstt.com. Lifetime Solutions. You can trust your roof to us. Call 223-ROOF or 223-7663 for a quote today, or visit our website www.lifetimesolutionstt.com.
Celebrate Republic Day with a craving for savings extravaganza. Passat the Food King celebrates with pride our nation's 45th Republic Day, and we're giving you a national sale of savings like no other, with over 250 super saving deals to choose from. You can be sure to budget like a boss and eat like a king in these tough times with your favorite family supermarket, Passat the Food King. Check this out: Mabel Morby concentrate 2 for $10, Pepsi 2 liter 3 for $18, Red Rose tea bags 3 packs for $20, Maya laundry detergent powdered assorted 6 packs for $20, Hibiscus all-purpose flour 4 packs for $20, and a soft and pretty bathroom tissue 6 pack 2 for $18.99. Yes, that's right. This Republic Day and beyond, the unbelievable deals, the specials, and the savings are available at all Passat the Food King locations: Manzanilla Road, Mayaro, Tabaquite Road, Rio Claro, New Grand, 2 stores in Quincestown, 2 in Point Fortin, and Premier Street, Marabella, next to the Marabella Market.
Mangalese Trading Company Limited.
Specialist in PVC ceiling, gypsum ceiling, suspended ceilings, medallions, lights, metal framings, and SPCS flooring, known as vinyl plank. Now introducing Mangalese Foods, wholesale and retail, distributor of the family brand food items. Our range of products include rice, sugar, chickpeas, split peas, and soybean oil. Mangalese Foods deliver exceptional products. We offer timely and efficient service. We are located at 9 Francis Lala Road, Charlieville, Chaguanas. Contact us at 672-9889, 740-5569, or 336-4373.
Mangalese Trading Company Limited.
You did the right thing. So now we're giving you things. Republic Bank thanks you and wants to reward you for getting vaxxed. Win $5,000 in prizes every week, plus 1 of 2 cars in December. You took care of your health, and now we're taking care of you. $5,000 and a chance to win a car. See press and log on to republictt.com for details.
Welcome back to Brighter Morning with Bo, and I am Bo Tewarie. We're so glad that you're on with us, and we hope that you'll call 609-6283, 609-6284. You can call and have your say. And this morning we are going to be talking about the budget. Now, the budget allocates money for various things, and the Minister of Finance comes to the House and he indicates how much he will spend and where he's going to get his revenue from to spend this money, and whether revenue is equal to expenditure or you have to borrow in order to fill a deficit. And I want to tell you how your money is spent in Trinidad and Tobago. That is to say, the breakdown of expenditure. We will go to that right away. You have a call? Yeah, we will go to that. When we come back, when we come back, we'll talk about the breakdown of expenditure in Trinidad and Tobago and how it's distributed. But let's take what the caller has to say now. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah. My name is Zahir Akalu.
Yes, okay.
The biggest rice farmer in the country.
Yes.
I do mechanical harvesting over 40 years now. So we want to know what the government, they're not assisting in the rice production at all. Hello? Hello? I hear.
If you would turn down your TV in the background, we will hear you better.
Okay, yeah. Hello. I turn down the TV now.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and talk.
So, right now, the farmers getting very trouble in this country. The government taking 8 and 10 months to pay when we sell the rice in sawmill. They're not allowing it we to pump the water from the river to supply the rice production. We're not getting assistance with seed at all. We minister, he just has to take up a phone, right, and call the Guyana rice board. Because me and my brother Firaz, we bought seed from the rice board already, right? But now we getting too much of trouble to bring it. When we bring it here, it has remained 3 and 4 months, the seed in the pot, and we can't get it clear. When we do get it clear, it will be good. So we just want the government, the minister, to take up the phone, make a phone call, and to talk to the board and tell them, look, we farmers work 2 or 3 containers of seed, and we pay the money, we have nothing free. If we had to pay for the phone call, we'll pay for the phone call too. But we want to get with seed, right, and we could go up. In Central Trinidad, we have over 5,000 acres of land that we could go rice. Right? And so if you get 1.5 tons in 5,000 acres, that is nearly 7,000 tons of rice. And if you do 2 crops, we're nearly getting 15,000 tons of rice. That is supply for this country, half of the supply for the country. Right? When we produce this rice, we will get plenty feed, rice bran, so we go feed animals. Right? So it has plenty of things we could do otherwise, right, with the rice. But the government had to assist me. All right, right now it closed down. I the only man plant 400 acres of rice for this crop, right? And we were struggling. I have a piece of, I had to pull 300 acres of rice in Free City, right? I have a piece of road to fix. They're coming to fix the road. I had to drive my harvester nearly. The same time I had taken the cut a bin of rice, at the same time I had to drive out my harvester to load it on the truck or the trailer, right? This is how they declare this. Rice is a basic food for this country. Rice, if they know they get any rice foreign, they could buy the rice and store for 5, 6, 8 years. The party could store. So when things come more hard, you could get your higher party if you want to import still. right? But we country, we could supply ourselves with rice production in this country. We could supply all the rice in this country. We had the land, we had the water, we had the farmers, right? But we need assistance. We need assistance.
All right.
I talk and see if it could help you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Akalu. I hope the Minister of Agriculture was listening. Here is Mr. Akalu, a farmer involved with 400 acres of land, and he is producing and selling to national flour mills so that they can process the rice. He's saying they have a problem with infrastructure. That is to say, getting the water into the land. You need water to make rice grow. And we have a problem with the seeds. And he wants the minister to make the arrangements with the Guyanese Rice Board to make that possible. And he's saying that with 5,000 acres of land possibly under production, we can supply about half of the needs in rice demand in Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you very much, Mr. Akalu, for that call. Yes, we'll take the next caller. He's on? Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Bo. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
My problem is that we facing as a country that, every year that the budget come around, we have all the stations and all the big boys and in the country discussing, all them economic people and things discussing what we expect, what we shouldn't expect, what they going to do and what they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, every year is the same thing. We're going to do this, but at the end of the year, nobody holds the people in charge, like the ministers, responsible for promises that were made and never fulfilled. For instance, they come with this year we're giving the Ministry of Education $1 billion and we expect 3 schools, but when they done, we lost 3 schools and instead of we gained 3 schools and nobody hold the minister responsible for them kind of thing. Who is it that could call the minister or trade or whatever and actually why is it a steal that used to cost $35 and now $60 and nobody seems to be doing anything about it? Mr. Tewarie, excuse me on your program this morning, but I having a serious problem with the leadership of this country at this present time. For the past 6 years, I'm not being PNM, I'm not being UNC, I'm being straightforward with you this morning.
Okay.
I have a problem with the leadership in this country. I've been to all different countries. I've been to places that people social and say all kind of things. And I've never yet heard a prime minister respond to a citizen of a country by saying you can kiss my ear in his own terms. And we know what we're talking about this morning, right? I would like to say the word on your program.
I understand.
And when we see these kind of things happen, what it leaves for us to think what it is, where we're going from here again, where are we going? The prices of every single thing in this country has gone up real plenty I'm talking about. You cannot go in and grocery with your normal package dollars again because you have to get double up. You cannot go in, for instance, I was building a little house for my son, and we average about 275,000. Now it's over 500,000.
Yes.
Where we going from here? Where we going, Mr. Tewarie? Are you being a responsible person? I would like to see your program. Because every day I watch your program. If you could get the ministers, not permanent secretary, the ministers themselves, the people who is responsible for promising me things and the promises never materialize. And this budget again, we expect hard things to come. But we expect nothing to be fulfilled. Nothing. Please, so you have a nice day. And listening to your response.
All right. Thank you very, very much for your contribution. Here is a citizen who is trying his best to live. And he's telling us what he is experiencing and feeling. The price of construction materials, what has happened to it, almost doubled when you take the total. The price of everything in the country. I saw something this morning about inflation being 4.2%. They must be joking. I don't know how they measure that, but given the price taking that is taking place and the logistical problems outside and the high level of imports in this country, it is much more significant like that than that. And the caller also raised the issue of the leadership style, leadership quality, leadership responsibility, and he particularly mentioned the Prime Minister's outburst publicly in conversation with a citizen. I want to say categorically that I don't think the Prime Minister did the right thing there, and I don't think a Prime Minister should do that and expose himself in that way. I think it was a mistake, and the Prime Minister really should apologize to the population for losing his temper, because I'm sure he lost his temper. He got frustrated and he lost his temper, but he should apologize to the nation for that. And finally, he's raising the issue of ministerial accountability. The fact that we have the budget, we have all this talk about the budget, but nobody accounts in the end for performance. We'll see if the Minister of Finance will do any accounting for performance in this particular budget. But I want to thank you for your contribution. I think it was a very measured and wise and sincere contribution. I thank you very much, sir. We have another caller. Let's listen to what he has to say. Good morning, sir.
Hello?
It's a gentleman.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Is it Dr. Tewarie?
Yes.
Good morning, and thanks for taking my call this morning.
Of course.
Yes. You have, in the couple of minutes that you have been on air, there are so many issues that have been raised on your program.
That's right.
And I want to touch on one item that the last caller talked about, leadership. And you are a former excellent government minister. You have been involved so long in education, and that is your portfolio. So you're an expert in that area. But we find, in question of leadership, there are so many people who are in government, MPs, and assorted positions in the public service, in governance, in the parliament, that many are lawyers and in other fields. Hardly you find anyone who have studied government, studied how to govern, studied the system. And to face it, the system has failed us. We can't do nowhere there is no, as other callers have said and as you have pointed out, there is no accountability. We get budget after budget. No one is held accountable. The media has failed us to a certain extent, to a large extent, that they do not check back on the last budget what has been accomplished to educate the population. That, look, these people promised to do so and so and another year, and they have not done it. You know, we just move with the flow, and that is how it has been. And so we need a change in this whole constitution. We talk about constitution reform. Nothing has been done. Nobody seems to have the fortitude to tackle it. It may be unpopular with the population, but if you are interested in governing a country and making progress and development, hard decisions have to be made. You know, it's just bacchanal after bacchanal after bacchanal. And in the end, we wake up and nothing is being done. Now, and one last item, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You spoke about Dr. Rowley and what he to the person who texted him some sort of thing. And I don't want to defend Dr. Rowley. But this man is the Prime Minister of the country. He, more than anybody else, and I think more than Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, has been subjected to, he has been humiliated, he has been spoken of in the worst terms, he has been accused of the vilest sort of acts, although not even charged, not even investigated. And it goes on every day on social media, which you also talked about, Instagram and Facebook and these sort of things. So, you know, he is human. He is a human and he reacts. And it's just that he reached his end of his terror and he reacted. And we must also understand that. Okay. All of us are human and we have a limit that you cannot be subjecting yourself to this barrage of insults and derogatory comments. It's as a society we need to progress. And Dr. Ari, thank you very much for taking my call this morning.
Thank you very much for your contribution. It is well appreciated. On Dr. Rowley, I want to say that, yes, I understand that he lost his temper. And I understand what you are saying. Even a prime minister, in the context of government and opposition and people with different views, deserves some measure of respect. And I think that the system here is too disrespectful of people in authority. But I think also people in authority, in fact, because of the way they themselves behave disrespectfully to one another, encourage that disrespect culture. And it really is a sad kind of situation. I would have liked to ask you what are some of the things that you want to see in constitution reform. But maybe another time, or maybe you can call back and talk about that. Thank you very much for making your input and giving your thoughts on this matter. And we take a break now. And when we come back, keep your calls coming and we will talk to you.
Welcome to Lifetime Solutions, where you can trust your roof to us. Our services include custom fabrication, steel framing, roofing installation, on-site roll forming, roofing maintenance and services. Call 223-ROOF or 223-7663 for a quote today, or visit our website www.lifetimesolutions.tt.com. Lifetime Solutions. You can trust your roof to us. Call 223-ROOF or 223-7663 for a quote today, or visit our website www.lifetimesolutionstt.com.
Your house is more than just a home. It's the new normal. It's your place of work, your kids' school, and even your gym. It's where you and your family spend most of your time. With over 43 years in the building service industry, let Magic Mist Services Limited take care of your home cleaning and maintenance needs. From ceiling to floor, interior and exterior, allowing you to focus on what matters most to you. Give us a call. Magic Mist Services Limited, your total facilities management solutions provider.
You did the right thing. So now we're giving you things. Republic Bank thanks you and wants to reward you for getting vaxxed. Win $5,000 in prizes every week, plus one of 2 cars in December. You took care of your health, and now we're taking care of you. $5,000 and a chance to win a car. See press and log on to republictt.com for details.
Mangalese Trading Company Limited.
Specialist in PVC ceiling, gypsum ceiling, suspended ceilings, medallions, lights, metal framings, and SPCS flooring, known as vinyl plank. Now introducing Mangalese Foods, wholesale and retail, distributor of the family brand food items. Our range of products include rice, sugar, chickpeas, split peas, and soybean oil. Mangalese Foods deliver exceptional products. We offer timely and efficient service. We are located at 9 Francis Lala Road, Charlieville, Chaguanas. Contact us at 672-9889, 740-5569, or 336-4373.
Mangalese Trading Company Limited.
Thank you for staying with us and watching. This is MCTV, Multicultural TV, serving Trinidad and Tobago and, in fact, the entire region. We're glad you're on board. We thank you for staying with us, and we want you to be part of the conversation. So we will take the next caller. Good morning, Is it a sir?
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I would like to talk about the budget and what agriculture in the whole.
Yes.
We could plant our own food. We use a lot of wheat. We could plant onion. We could plant potato. We could plant chana. We could do all these things, and yet for we're not doing anything. The government needs to invest in these things because we could plant our own food and we don't have to export it. Most of the things that we use, they have to CPEP get this done instead of having to have CPEP. Why don't they take that same money and turn it over, take the same workers and have them planting these things, doing experiments in it like we see we come out with all our own food. So it will be less to import and we would have to depend on people. We need wheat because we have plenty of food business in this country. And this is my intake because if we don't do this, we will be going nowhere. Do you know it's $50 a pound for goat meat? The meat is very high. All poultry is very high right now. So we could invest in getting the agriculture going, not just talking, but we need things to happen. Thanks very much and have a good day.
Thank you very much for your contribution, ma'am. And call any other day. We thank you for calling. I just want to reinforce what she's saying. She's saying that we can do a lot of import substitution by local production. She mentioned some items. I don't know how viable all of those things are in the quantity that we need, but certainly some portion of it can be done. And secondly, she talks about meat in Trinidad and Tobago. My own feeling is that we can produce all the poultry that we need. We can produce all the eggs that we need. We can produce all the goat and sheep and a significant proportion of all the pork. All of those things can be produced in Trinidad and Tobago. We could do turkey, ducks, all of those things. So there is a lot that we can do. And I thank you for your contribution, ma'am. The next caller, let's listen to the next caller. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Dr. Bo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Yes. We are hearing you.
Okay. Good morning. I'm just calling, I want to extend thankfulness to Dr. Tewarie for this wonderful program. But, looking at our nation at this time, our nation is crying out for genuine leadership. This is my thought on what is taking place in our country right now. There's a statement to him that, that whenever someone is given leadership, much is required of them.
That is true.
In terms of I look at Dr. Tewarie, and he stands out as a statesman in our nation. And what I would really like to see is that we take our leadership a notch higher than where it is and try to find people in our nation that have a heart for our nation and meet with them regularly and kind of, pour into their life that we will become people that is really, really sincere to the uplifting and the rebuilding of our nation. If we don't have leadership who has already tasted power like you, Dr. Tewarie, and did not allow it to get to your head, right? We will continue going around in the same circle again and again. So please, I know you have been doing it, but make even a greater effort of getting genuine young men. The time has come where young people could take our nation forward, and that is the right way to do. Genuine leadership.
All right.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words, first of all. And secondly, I want to thank you for the sincerity of your contribution. I could feel that you are really hurting for the country and hurting for the nation and very, very disappointed at the leadership level of our country. And it is our country, so we have to find a way of taking it back. and bringing the people into the center of the process. Leaders lead on behalf of the people. They don't lead for themselves, and we must make them accountable in that sense. Okay? Thank you so much for calling. We will break for the 7 o'clock news, and then we'll come back and we'll take some of your calls again. But I promised to tell you about the breakdown of expenditure in the budget, and I just want to do that before we break for the news. The total sum would be 100%, right? But 16% of the money allocated for the budget goes into personal expenditure. That is to say, to pay salaries of people in the government service. 10% goes to goods and services. Those are goods and services which come to you as a citizen. 3%, which is a very small amount, goes to development expenditure, development program. So that is probably the amount put in the public sector investment program. And that is where government spends money on particular projects, hoping to provide employment in a constructive and purposeful way, but also spilling over to private sector involvement. But that is extremely small, 3%. 10% goes to transfers to statutory and other similar bodies. These are the state entities that are subsidized with your taxpayers' money. 20% goes into debt servicing. Would you believe the money that we pay every year to deal with our debt is 20% of our total budget for any given year. So that leaves only 80% outside of debt for spending on all these things that I mentioned. And this is the other one. The final one is 41% of our budget goes to transfers and subsidies. Okay? So those are the things that are for social welfare. So there are two issues here. Will the Minister of Finance reduce the expenditure this time because we have such a challenge with revenue? And will he change the pattern of expenditure so that the allocations are different and we get more for development than we get for recurrent expenditure? All right? We will talk about those things after the news, and we break now.